Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. The secret piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
I guess we'll have to see. But alright, again, once again, great progress. We're now in the midst of yet another major mission for progress. We're getting there. Right? We're definitely getting there. Maybe another... You think... What do you guys think? So I'm going to play this again 4 times next week. It's going to be Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You think, within those 4 streams, that we can wrap this up? I wonder what everyone's opinion is. Because we got this, supposedly this Iron Throne, going after Gortash, and or disabling his robots, then going after him, and then whatever the finale is, right? I wonder if we can beat it this week. If we beat it this week, superb, right? Absolutely superb. I guess we'll see. Anyway, thank you all. Great stream. I did save, right? Let's make sure I did. And, more of this... What's his name? Asper? Whatever this dragon's challenges are next time around, okay?
I'll be honest, if I wasn't getting paid for this, I wouldn't be playing this game.
Dentronic says, have I ever been to a restaurant like this before? I have been to a hot pot restaurant. Twice, ever. Once was actually when I was on a trip. I think it might have actually been when I was visiting this area to look for a home, like a decade ago. And I think it was near Seattle, and there was a hot pot, and I tried it, and it was good. Here's the problem with hot pot, okay? Obviously, you're getting the freshest possible food. They're bringing the ingredients out. You're cooking it right in front of yourself, right? So it's amazing flavor. Here's the problem. You have to cook it yourself. Like, when I go to a restaurant, the whole idea is that they're supposed to be cooking and preparing the food. They bring it to me, and then I can eat it immediately and enjoy it. At a hot pot restaurant, you have to wait for the food to cook. So, number one, you have to stay there longer because you're cooking each thing yourself. And number two, it's work. I don't want to cook my own food. That's why I went there, so you would make it for me. I don't understand some of these places where, like, same thing with, like, when you go to eat a big seafood meal, like lobster or crab, and they're like, okay, so it's all in the shells, you just crack it and take it out yourself. And it's like, wait, but what? No, I came here to eat. I came here for the food to be ready for me to ingest so I can eat it and digest and be on my way. Not that I have to work for 2 hours cracking claws and sucking meat out and doing all that. Just make it in a dish that it's prepared, right? I don't like that at all. I've never liked that idea. So... I've had it. It tasted amazing. I would recommend it if you're looking for awesome flavors, because you actually usually can select 2 to 3 different flavors of broth, and you cook the meat in each side. It'll taste completely different. Like, I think one side was spicy, and one side was, like, more tame, but each would tasted good. Like, you could cook the veggies in one side, the meat in one side, and it would taste really good. But, man, I don't need to frickin' do all that work myself.
I'm very sedentary in my lifestyle. I don't move a lot, being honest. I sit here on the couch streaming all day long most days.
You know how they see you. Yeah, they act like you're some great mythical hero. If we ended up just like you, the illusions of the Yakuza life would be stronger than ever. Just look at your own life. Shintaro Kazuma was everything to you. How'd that turn out? Sawashiro would sacrifice himself.
Devour. I love the red meat. Alright. Cannibalism. Alright, great stream. Thanks to everyone who was here and chilled with me tonight. I really appreciate that. For the few who did support the stream tonight, thank you very much for that. And FYI, this will resume this weekend. This is a very slow stream right now. For support,
Larian Studios, the maker of Baldur's Gate 3, made a major announcement. They have come out and said, we are not making DLC for Baldur's Gate 3. We're not even making Baldur's Gate 4. In fact, we're never making a DnD game ever again. We've decided that we just want to do our own thing. What the? It's like a punch to the face. Boom. What? You literally just made the best game of the year. A game that other game devs are complaining about because they're jealous of you and what you made. They're upset that people may have expectations that moving forward, all RPGs would have to live up to what you just made. And now you're deciding you just don't want to make the game, no DLC, no sequel, nothing. Holy shit. Now, some people are surmising what this means is that they may go back to, say, Divinity, which was the game they made before this, Divinity Original Sin 2. I'm gonna be honest, if that's the case, I hope that it keeps the production values that they had in Baldur's Gate 3, because I played Divinity, and I got about 60 hours in, and I couldn't proceed. I was bored to tears, and so was everybody else. At least with Baldur's Gate 3, it had enough production value to make it feel like an awesome narrative experience with big cutscenes and everything.
King of Hypocrisy.
when Divinity didn't have any of that, right? So, hopefully, whatever they do next ends up being good. But the thing is, people were completely godsmacked by this. They were like, what? We were so hoping that because it did so well that you were going to make more because we loved seeing DnD come out this way. And now, I mean, DnD, man, they're fucked. First, they had a movie, right? What was it? Like Honor Among Thieves? The movie was absolutely outstanding, and apparently it tanked at the box office, and no one saw it. That movie is superb. If you didn't see the Honor Among Thieves movie, I strongly recommend it. It's got an excellent cast, a well-written plot, and it takes fantasy elements and makes them fun for a modern audience. I can't believe so many people didn't see the movie. It's that good. And now here they go. Game of the year is a D&D game. Oh, by the way, the game developer's dropping out and not making it anymore. So now it's like D&D is left holding their own bag. You know, they have their IP, but who do you give it to next? Because you think anyone's going to live up to the expectations that now Larian has created for if they make a Baldur's Gate 4? They're kind of fucked. So, that kind of sucks for anyone who likes D&D, and for anyone who spent an insane amount of effort trying to learn the lore of Baldur's Gate 3, well, you probably just wasted your time because there ain't no Baldur's Gate 4 from Larian, which means the next one will probably suck, and you probably wasted your time learning all that shit. It's sad, man. Because hey, listen, I'm one of them. I'm almost 130 hours into my playthrough trying to finish it. I learned so much lore about D&D that I'll probably never use again ever in my whole lifetime. So, wow, what a great investment of time that was, huh?
Oh my god, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
Right? How exactly are they doing that? That's the question. Like, how are they getting through an RPG within 2 weeks? Because they're rushing. Because literally they're doing what's being suggested to me here. So they boot the game up, and they just follow the story. Maybe they'll do a side quest here or there, but they literally barrel through and turbo through a game to try to finish it within that small window of popularity that the game has, because as soon as the next big game comes out, they jump on that next bandwagon for clickbait views. Like, literally, that's all it is they're jumping from game to game to game to game to game. They're not taking their time with games like I do. So because of that, they get through them faster. Essentially, what's happened is they've become me from back in the day. When I did that formula back in the day, at first it worked, and then I was told, you're doing it wrong. So I changed, and now that I'm a different kind of person and gamer, people are saying, oh, go back to old Phil. But that's not how it works. When you change and you feel like you've improved for the better, you're not going to revert back to your old ways. You've already told me to evolve and change, so I did. I'm not going to revert back to who I was 10, 15 years ago. That's not how life works, right?
You're so fucking lazy.
The most popular content creators are literally copying what I used to do. They're rushing through games, they're finishing them in record time to get to the next big trend, and they're pumping out shorter videos for more views and more ad revenue. What I used to do, and everyone gave me shit for it. So the question is, what do you want me to do, right? I mean, what exactly would you like me to do? I don't know. I really don't know. I just... C0 says, I'd rather watch a playlist of 30-minute segments. I wasn't a fan at that point in time when you changed. Dark Gaming, what you're saying is both true and false. He says, some people upload entire 6-hour video on demand. Yes, the lazy ones do. The lazy ones who literally just do their archive streams, but a lot of the top YouTubers or top streamers have editors, and they cut up that stream into segments that are like 20, 30 minutes long, so now you can watch it in shorter parts too. They don't just leave a 6-hour on-demand video out there, although there are some that do, and that content is atrocious. I've seen it. Imagine if in one day, I only put out one video that was 6 hours long, right? And literally that had the pre-stream music, me coming on stream and doing the podcast, and then 3 to 4 hours of gameplay with what breaks in between. It's all one video, and that's all I put out. And it's up to you to figure it out, right? You just watch it and figure that shit out, right? That's terrible. That's terrible content. That's awful. That's not in any way helping a viewer figure out what if the viewer is there because they care about the game? They don't want to watch your podcast today. Well, you're fucked. You still got to watch the same video. You got to manually skirt through it to find the gameplay portion, correct? That's why I do it this way. I split it up on purpose so that way you can easily find what you want. You want to watch the podcast? That's its own video. You want to watch the gameplay? Well, it's 3 own videos, and each is titled appropriately so you know what happens in each part. Each has an individual thumbnail, and they're in a playlist. Easy to find. Like, my stuff, quite frankly, alright, is very simple. It's actually some of the most well-organized, best-managed content on YouTube. The problem is, I'm a negative meme and no one cares. Right? That's the problem. If I weren't a negative meme that everyone just rags on, people would come to the channel and be like, wait a minute. Everything here is so nice and neat. I can find the show from every day in a playlist. I can find this. Look at this. The title's well done. Look at this. Right? The problem is no one cares about the content because everyone just thinks I'm a joke. That's true. I just find it hilarious that I watch other content creators and their content is not well organized. It's not even easily digestible or watchable. It's like a work to get to what you want to watch. Like, we've watched playthroughs from other content creators, and it's like, okay, this is part, literally it'll be like, I'll just throw out a name there, Detroit Become Human, part 10. And that's it. Doesn't say what's in the video. Doesn't say what happens in the gameplay for that day. Nothing. You Chris Play, they're just sitting there in a chair talking to their audience for an hour. Who the fuck wants to see that? You named the video Detroit Become Human. Why the fuck is this in this on-demand video? It doesn't make any sense. You know? Now you gotta fucking skip through. I don't care about what the fuck you were doing on a particular day 7 years ago. Get the fuck out of here. Get to the content. And you finally get to where the game starts. And now, wow, it only took me like 25 minutes to get to the fucking part I wanted to watch. Wow, that's great. And these are people more popular than me. But no one gives them shit. Why? Because they're not negative memes on the internet. I am. I work my ass off to try to improve and give you guys the better content. And I feel like my content's better. The way it's organized, the way, the length, the titling, the thumbnail, the playlist, the quality of the content itself, the fact that I do...
Paper Machete, you're a moron. I'm not doing that right now. This is a fucking live stream, you idiot. I'm talking about the on-demand content. What a fucking moron. You're doing that right now, duh. No fucking moron. This is a live broadcast. Of course, there's going to be different content in the live broadcast. I break it up on purpose so you can find it later. That's what I'm talking about. God, you're dumb. Oh my God, he's drinking piss.
It's like saying I'm watching live TV and there's too much of other stuff jumbled together. Well, yeah, on live TV, you're going to have your show. You're going to have commercials in between. You're going to have different shows shifting around in a live broadcast. You're watching live TV. That's what you deal with. Same thing on a live stream. I'm talking about on demand. The fact that you can't even understand that, but you got to yell in my stream to act like you're smarter than me, it just shows what a fucking dunce you are.
He almost got me toxic. He almost got me toxic.
Yeah, basically, I do my best. I bend over backwards to make my content better than what these other people are doing. And then everyone just says my content's crap anyway. So, at this point, I don't really give a shit. I'll listen to the feedback of those who are actual, like, positive viewers and want improvement. But for the most part, no, I'm not gonna rush through a game in one weekend just to get it done. So then you can go back and finish the other games, but then you can go back and do side content later. I'm not doing that.
It's work. I don't want to work to eat.
We'll play it today. We'll go focus on Baldur's Gate and Like a Dragon, let's finish them. And then we'll come back and we'll focus on Dragon's Dogma 2. You know, I'm not going to be one of these guys chasing glory of beating a game in a few days like I used to do. I've been there, done that. To be quite frank, it wasn't that great. It actually became more of a chore to do it that way because you never really know how long a game is and you think you know and then you try to schedule out, oh, I'm going to beat this game in 3 days and then the next game starts then and the next game starts then and then it doesn't work that way and then your whole thing gets screwed up. And also, quite honestly, it disappoints me when I miss a lot of content these days. You know, back then I didn't care. My attitude was just pump out maximum videos. Why? Because I didn't really care. To be honest, like it was more about quantity over quality. Today, I'd much rather have quality over quantity. I think the reason that a lot of people stick with me and support me is because of that. If I just went back to old Phil pumping out endless videos to rush through games, I don't think people would care that much. I think people would be like, oh, he's going back to his old shit and we don't want to watch that anymore. Right? So, anyway, let's continue.
I'm trying to eat your meat. I've always eaten it sideways like a taco. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality. I'm a negative meme.